Nile Cruise on Nile TV, and now with the artistic segment of the program, and one of the first female rappers in Egypt. She has some popular videos such as People Like You and We Need Change. Her most recent live performances in the famous Notting Hill Carnival in the August of 2015, where she sang Ana Faraona and a poem called Vision. EmpresS has support acted and shared stages with many notable singers such as Jocelyn Brown, Egyptian or rapper Fathi Salama, Wust Al Balad, Public Enemy, and Keith Murray. Today we are hosting EmpresS. Thank you very much for being with us today.
Well, EmpresS, welcome with us. Well, first of all, I'd like to ask you about your beginning. How did you start with rapping?
Thank you. I'm happy to be here as well. Good afternoon to Egypt and to you guys also. I was a trained dancer originally, and then I injured my back, so I channeled my artistic creativity and energy into the spoken word, which is poetry, or rap as we call it, which is rhythm and poetry. And that's how I started.
Yes.
About 15 years ago.
15 years ago. So
more or less.
What do you talk about mainly?
I talk about what happens in the world, really. I talk about issues that affect me, affect my community, and that affect my friends or people that I know. Usually humanitarian issues, topics of the heart, topics of love, injustices. I talk about God. I talk about the differences and the similarities that we have between each other as humans on planet Earth, whether it be religious, cultural, tribal differences and similarities, things like that, really.
Yes.
Yes. You have toured many countries, like in the US, Brazil, and many other. Now, do you find rap different in each country? Does each country has its own unique way of rapping?
I guess the spoken word in general is a universal language, whether it be song, rap, reggae. So in a way, it's a universal language that all of us can actually tune into and relate to. Mm-hmm. Of course, many different rappers and spoken word artists have different styles or different languages, but usually they are quite similar. You can hear like a rapper from Egypt and he can sound very similar in his flow or even in his subject matter to a rapper in Brazil, whether it be a female rapper, a femc or an MC. And the same thing with poets, like I say, because I started as a poetess or a poet. So yeah, a lot of rappers as well, they do write poetry because rap is poetry, or they've started with poetry. So it all depends on the way that you execute your lyrics, really.
So I understand that you're not living here in Egypt, you're residing in the United Kingdom.
للأسف. Unfortunately, I was
Yes.
actually living in Egypt. I was living in Egypt as a baby child.
Yes.
I was living in, and I was back and forth all the time, and I was also living in Egypt.
Because you seem very proud of being an Egyptian.
Yeah, I was
wearing
also living
the
in
key to
Egypt.
life.
Yeah, Muftah Haya, Ankh, the Ankh. Yes, it's all about the Ankh. Hail to the Ankh.
Yes.
Life force, yeah. No, I was living in Egypt after I finished my studies, my educational and artistic studies in London as well. For like 5 years I was living here before I started touring like Sudan and Brazil, etc. Yeah.
Yes.
Now, would you sing for us? What would you like to sing for us now?
What do you want to hear?
Well, would you sing to us Ana Faraona, I'm a pharaoh?
Yeah, definitely. It's a mixture of Egyptian, Arabic and English, so I hope that's okay to our
fine.
viewers.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. Let's go.
Okay.
If the track can just be rewinded, please. Rewind it to the beginning. لو سمحت رجع التراك شكرا جزيلا.
So till they rewind the track for you, how do you...
ألف حمزة ميم ب سين واحد. They call me EmpresS1 rapper hailing from Kemet. Kemet meaning Masr in the ancient mother tongue. Kemet Masr Temere الدنيا, that's one. أول بنت rapper from Masr, that's me. Rapping بالمصري بالإنجليزي. Poetry to your ears so you don't wanna leave. Music sounding so sweet, bringing true harmony. أنا فرعون بنت فرعونة عشان كده بيسموني الإمبراطورة الأولى. أنا فرعونة بنت فرعونة عشان كده بيسموني. Call me EmpresS1, well and 2 or 3. Showing much respect to those that respect me. Tuning in every day, repping the revolution. EmpresS1 showing love to her Egyptian family. أنا فرعونة بنت فرعونة عشان كده بيسموني الإمبراطورة الأولى. أنا فرعونة بنت فرعونة عشان كده بيسموني I'm a Pharaohess, daughter of a Pharaohess. That's why they like to call me EmpresS1 bless. I'm a Pharaohess, daughter of a Pharaohess. That's why they like to call me EmpresS1 bless. I chose to be Egyptian cause I'm a feminist. Trace the roots of my mama cause it's my lineage. أمي من مصر أم الدنيا. زي في يوم وليلة بتنسوا your heritage. He gave me the choice and I chose it. Yeah, true Pharaoh Empress and I know it. Feel it through my veins, my body and my soul. اسمي الإمبراطورة الأولى cause I own it. أنا فرعونة بنت فرعونة عشان كده بيسموني الإمبراطورة الأولى. أنا فرعونة بنت فرعونة عشان كده بيسموني Upper Egyptian Empress, Kemetan priestess, Latino songstress, Labrador poetess. I'm a Pharaohess, daughter of a Pharaohess. That's why they like to call me EmpresS1 bless. I'm a Pharaohess, daughter of a Pharaohess. That's why they like to call me EmpresS1 bless. If you disagree, then you're simply in denial. Don't like what you see when I is what you aspire. Chit chat, hey, gossiping, I see. You should channel that hate energy to positivity. Why live in fallacy? See why be in denial? Open up your heart, live to love, live to inspire. Why be so hostile when we be children of the Nile? As Damien and Lars put it, we be distant relatives, my child. Yeah.
Wow, that's great. So, how do you feel when you're singing? And do you tend to rap more than that usually, or you just go with the flow?
It all depends on the track and the music, really. So it depends how I feel. I mean, for me, like I say, it's the power, the spoken word. So it's flowetry, like the group Flowetry, in a sort of way, you know. So that one was more of a laid-back track. Most of my tracks are quite laid-back, the kind of tracks that you just chill to, rather than, you know, hype in the club.
Speaking so fast that you do not understand that.
Huh?
And sometimes you're speaking too fast as a rapper that most of the people do not understand that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't rap that fast, but I can rap fast.
Yes.
Sorry, my throat actually from the air conditioning and the fans in Egypt is like, apologies.
Speaking of fans around the world, how do they receive your art and your lyrics?
I think people around the world can relate to me just because of the topics that I speak about. I mean, obviously the song I just sang is sort of like being fakhura, proud of my country and being a daughter of a Pharaohess. And notice how I actually add the ESS rather than Pharaoh or female Pharaoh.
Yes.
So it's like, there's a lot of topics where I'm talking about how I'm proud of my country, of my mother, of the women in my life, of being a woman, because these topics are very rarely talked about or shared in a positive light. So with regards to topics, I mean, yeah, people relate to that. People relate to when I speak about injustices and so on. So yeah, people do relate to what I do. Obviously, the music market, the music field is very sort of pigeonholed and sort of cliched as to which box you go into. So even though I have the laqab or the quote as a female rapper or Egypt's, you know, whatever, it's like what I do is word, sound and power. So it's the kalma, the sawt wal quwwa, the word, sound and power.
Yes.
Whether it's to reggae, poetry or rap, really.
Yes.
You have just returned from Paris. Would you talk to us about your trip in Paris and your achievements over there?
Yeah. Okay, so I was in Paris for a Latin dance festival and also for an African Egyptian yoga course, which you might find a bit strange because maybe it hasn't been brought to Egypt or many people in Egypt are unaware of. I was also recording with a Parisian artist who I will not share the name of right now because it's still top secret until it comes out, the tracks come out. But it's a different genre of music actually, which I'm really excited about. Sort of like Latin mixed with African, beats and music. So you can guess what it is. Is it salsa? Is it zouk? Is it reggaeton? Do you want to guess?
Oh, tell us.
It's that sort of vibe, basically. But it will be out soon. That music will be out soon, yeah. And I was doing a very interesting Egyptian yoga course. Well, they call it Egyptian yoga or Kemetic yoga. And the idea of that is that we actually had yoga many, many years before the acclaimed Indian or Asian yoga, actually, because from the eras, all on the tombs and the walls, you can see positions, yoga positions, or semi-Tawi positions. And I was doing a course with Professor Yasser Rahotep, who's from America, which was amazing to me because I've only done like the usual yoga. So he's discovered, co-founded Egyptian African yoga, which was great. Love that.
So what is the other song or poem that we can be listening to today from you?
So I have another song called Bint Baladi, and if we have time, there is an a cappella poem or another song.
So we'll listen to Bint Baladi.
Yeah, great.
Yes.
Okay.
So
we will
we can be going on with the beat, so the water comes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, we're going to do Bint Baladi, and I hope you like that. Daughter Soldier, produced by Astika from Egypt.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll get you the water.
EmpresS1 on the mic, الإمبراطورة الأولى, rapping Mas Baladi, yeah. أم الدنيا. انتو مش عارفين، انتو مش فاهمين ان انا بنت بلدي ووطني. Why is it you don't know? Why is it you don't understand that I'm the daughter of Baladi, Egypt, the Pharaoh land? انتو مش عارفين، انتو مش فاهمين ليه ان انا بنت بلدي ووطني. الشباب تايهين والفقراء مش لاقيين، واللي عنده بقى مش عنده مشاعر ولا ضمير. الاسعار بتعلى والمرتبات بتنزل، والمتخرج مش قادر يلاقي له شغلانه في قرشين. انتو مش شايفين، انتو مش حاسين، ناقصين عدوى وانانيه بين بعضينا في الميوزك سين. انتو مش عارفين، انتو مش فاهمين ان انا بنت بلدي ووطني. Why is it you don't know? Why is it you don't understand that I'm the daughter of Baladi, Egypt, the Pharaoh land? هحكي حكاية بلدي مصر واللي بيحصل فيها جوه في شوارعها واللي الناس بتقول على القهاويها، من الألفاظ والبساط حكاوي إفيهات سلبيات وإيجابيات. دي بلد الحكايات. أول حاجة أحب أتكلم عنها معاكم وأحكي عليها، ليه دايما البنات ما تخلص من نظرة الشباب ليها، متحشمة أو لابسة حاجة عليها مجسمة، ما بقتش فارقة كتير، ما بقتش دي المشكلة. انتوا مش عارفين، انتوا مش فاهمين إن أنا بنت بلدي ووطني. Why is it you don't know? Why is it you don't understand that I'm the daughter of Baladi, Egypt, the Pharaoh land? ازاي بقى قولوا لي ناس نكمل القصه دي؟ اللي مبرشم واللي محشش مش مركز ليك ولا ليا، مش معترف بالمسؤوليه، فقط امله في الدنيا دي، ولا بيشتغل هربان من امتحاناته في الكليه، مش عايز يواجه حياته اخواته ابوه مهاجر وفاكر ان برضه هيسافر مع بنت الدايزي الاجنبيه. امتى يفوق ويواجه اماله ويقف زي راجل ويحقق احلامه؟ امتى قولوا لي امتى؟ انتوا مش فاهمين ان انا بنت بلدي ووطني. Why is it you don't know? Why is it you don't understand that I'm the daughter of Baladi, Egypt, the Pharaoh land? امتى الاتحاد؟ امتى justice بين الناس؟ الاتحاد justice بين الناس. بلدي يا بلدي. I'll sing my song to the nation, to the nation, to the motivation, yeah. ما بقتش تقدر مشكلة. No, no. ما بقتش تقدر مشكلة.
Wow, that was great.
Thank you very much, EmpresS. So I noticed that the song is talking about justice, equality, unity from Egypt to the world. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's basically talking about the problems that we have in Egypt, the rich and South divide, the injustice, the sexual harassment towards women, the mentality of some of the young people that isn't, just isn't as on point as it should be with the young boys that have this American dream, etc. But of course, it's talking about issues of justice and equality from Egypt to the world, like you said. Yes.
So what about the future works of you?
The future works. Well, we have a song called Justice Will Prevail, اللي هو سوف يسود العدل, produced by a Brazilian DJ producer from Sao Paulo. So that will be coming out very shortly. There's also a little sort of dancey song called Way Too Deep that's going to be coming out soon, a bit of a reggaetony, ragga vibe. Apart from that, I'm collaborating with different producers from like the Oriental Arabian background and also from the African or from the Latin. I mean, I like to fuse all three musical cultures and backgrounds with my music. Like the Arabian, African and the Latin is my favorite three actually.
Yeah. So. Now, have you performed in Egypt and what was the feedback of the audience if you have?
Oh yeah, I've been performing in Egypt since 2000. I used the first band I ever performed with is a band called Liquid, and then I've performed with. Is this mic working okay?
Yes, it is.
Okay, great. Just checking. Yeah, I've performed with many bands in Egypt. Like you were saying earlier, Sahara, West Al Balad. They invited me in After 8 in Sa'id Sawi Culture Center in Azhar. Many places, Bosbar, Cairo Jazz Club. And yeah, it's great. I mean, people like to hear something different because what they're used to in Egypt is either like the underground Egyptian bands and singers or like people doing covers, which I don't do. And I used to also perform with the first reggae band in Egypt, which is a Sudanese band called Al-Wazza, and also with Nile, United Nile Reggae. So yeah, I've been performing and the young people like it. Obviously, when I first started singing in Egypt, the young people couldn't really embrace what word sound power is.
Yes.
They were like, oh, is it rap, is it poetry? I was like, it's both. Yes. So yeah, it's been great and yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Good luck to you in your future works, EmpresS. Thank you very much for being with us today.
Thank you so much, and just make sure to tune in to EmpresS1 Egypt.
Thank you.
Blessings, shukran.
Thank you very much.
This brings us to the end of Nile Cruise for today. Thank you for watching, and I would like to thank Rasha Madi as well for partnering me today.
Thank you very much, Ahmed Nader. It's a pleasure to be with you. Thank you and goodbye.
Goodbye.